Okay, so let's talk about number 8 now. The development of expertise requires deliberate practice. I think this is quite obvious, but I would like to hear what you think about it.
Okay, now what's really interesting is this, that very often people think that people are good at something because they're naturally smart, they've got a talent.
Well, not everybody is like Rafael Nadal, who will be naturally talented at playing tennis.
Okay, but if you read Nadal's autobiography, it's a perfect illustration of what deliberate practice is.
Sure.
What we know is some interesting things, that sometimes people can be doing a job for 30 years and they're very experienced, but they're actually not much better than people at the beginning. So a lot of research has gone into this, and what it seems to be that makes a big difference is knowing what particular things you need to do to improve your skill level from where it is to the next level. Right. So you might say, I want to be as good as Cristiano Ronaldo at football. But to do that, first of all, I've got to develop my first touch much better. Right. Which means that when the football comes, instead of once out of 10 times like me, that you actually control it just nice. You want to be able to do that 9 times, or maybe initially 6 times. So you look at where you need to improve and you do that practice. Mass practice, practice over time. But it's very deliberate. And what you recognise is that to do that kind of deliberate practice over time takes a lot of perseverance and belief. So one is the structure in the practice, and having the mindset of doing that. Okay. It seems to be that people that are exceptional, there's no shortcuts in this. No one becomes an expert overnight. I mean, I forget, there's different views. Some people say it takes 10,000 hours or whatever.
Yeah, I think it takes about 10 years, 10,000 hours to be really good.
But the point is, the people that tend to be very, very good, outstanding performers have an history of being able to do that deliberate practice. Right. Stanley Matthews, famous English footballer, when the rest of the players finished, he would go and practice things, and he would blindfold himself and dribble round cones and keep doing that until he was able to do it. It's the ability to know what you need to do to keep moving yourself up from a novice to sort of a certain level of competence, and eventually to that expertise level where it's almost an unconscious natural process. Deliberate practice is really important, because without that, students don't actually develop the kind of mastery that we want. And we know as you get better, that in itself is a motivator. So that goes back to other principles. So key concepts, you need to build the understanding, using the memory system to make sure that you're getting information processed well, deliberate practice. It's all part of developing that overall competence that involves sort of like the knowledge aspects, the skill aspects, and the kind of attitudinal aspects.
Okay.